Hello, this is Web Suspect, and this is my video on why Bill Gates is a sociopath. Now, other people who've worked with him have negative comments on him too. Some people have stated that they do not have an IQ as high as mine, so they need to have it explained to them why Bill Gates is a sociopath. Okay, so here this equation is, and I'm going to get into it in a minute, that Bill Gates has posted on his video for TED Conference. Bill Gates on energy innovating to zero. And of course he doesn't come out and say it, but the zero here they're talking about is zero population. He really hates humanity and he's a scumbag. Okay, so here we have some calculus symbols, and if you don't know calculus or you hate calculus like I do, I call this symbol sigma for S, and it stands for the sum of an equation or the answer to an equation. So the answer to the equation for Bill Gates is on CO2 is that he wants zero CO2 emissions, and his thesis statement or his prognosis for why CO2 must be reduced to zero is because it causes temperature increases and negative effects on the environment. And of course here we have this picture with no trees or grass or anything that makes oxygen. So I'm going to move the counter up a little bit to 254 on this video. And I'm going to play about 20 seconds from this clip on why Bill Gates thinks that carbon emissions should reach zero, and I'll explain it in a minute. Be very careful to pay close attention to the fact that he does not mention that this is CO2 from businesses or CO2 from cars. And I'll explain the reason why he doesn't specifically mention cars or factories in a minute. He states that in the video that this will help poor black children in Africa. So the number one issue, if you go research it, in Africa is clean water. People get dysentery, die every day from clean water. They need clean water to irrigate their fields, clean water to wash their hands and drink. But yet, for some reason, he thinks that CO2, which helps plants grow, is number one problem for the environment. So let's play the rest of the 20 seconds of this video. This video is protected under Copyright 107, Fair Use and Teaching.
Several times, do we really have to get down to near zero? Can't we just, cut it in half or a quarter? And the answer is that until we get near to zero, the temperature will continue to rise. And so that's a big challenge. It's very different than saying, we're a 12-foot high truck trying to get under a 10-foot bridge and we can just sort of squeeze under. This is something that has to get to zero.
Now you can go ahead and take my word for it, watch the whole video. The zero that Bill Gates is talking about, of course, is people. He wants people to be zero people living on the planet, and zero carbon emissions emanating from people. Why he has 160 IQ and he believes that humanity is so sick like he is that it needs to be exterminated, I do not know. Again, watch the video, watch the clues, watch his body language, and understand that he is not talking about cars, he's not talking about forest fires, he's not talking about factories, he's talking about the fact that you emit carbon when you exhale. He wants you to stop breathing. That's what the man wants. I don't think that's right. I don't think anything that Bill Gates and the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation does should be supported, and I want you to not take my word for it. Watch his body language. You can call it a conspiracy theory or whatever. Watch the video, examine this man's body language.